Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.
From athletic stuff like a full-court pickup game, swish, to athlete-ish stuff like a half-mile stroll. Get those steps in. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athlete-ish, Sierra's got it.
Tomorrow I'll set the cameras. Tonight, it's the old-fashioned stakeout. I took this case so I wouldn't have time to dwell on Parker's birthday party, and now here I am, sitting in a car with nothing but a whole lot of dwelling time on my hands.
Veronica Mars?
Amira, long time no see.
Yeah, like since my senior year, when you made my pirate points worthless.
Wow, good memory. I heard you were at Hearst, but I haven't seen you.
Yeah, different circles, I guess. What are you doing out here?
Your mom hired me to watch the place in case there are any more incidents.
My mom hired you?
Yep.
Have a blast.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Veronica Mars. We're just two boys watching every episode of Veronica Mars for the first time, giving our review and our reactions. We're your hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
And today we're talking about Season 3, Episode 16. 316 Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass. Titled Un-American Graffiti. Directed by John Kretschmer. Written by Robert Hull. Original air date May 1st, 2007 to an audience of 2.35 million people. And before we get into the episode, everybody, we got some freaking shout outs. We got some shout outs. It's been a while since we had some shout outs, but I have to give a very lovely shout out to our Discord OG, fan numero uno. That's right. We've got a competition, and this person has won. Numero uno.
Wow.
Got a shout out. Slitheran sent over some Sherbet Swirl Alani news, which I had on my wish list, and I'm very curious to try it. I don't think I've had a Sherbet Swirl one, so I'm pumped to try those. And Vance, this is the best part about Vance living in Philadelphia now, is that he can do his own goddamn shout outs. I don't have to carry his shout out.
I can give my classic monotone shout outs. We announced the Amazon wishlist split last week, and people jumped on it. People were eager to check out what we had on our list, and I got to give a shout out to Ashley, aka L Crump 40, for getting a book that I put on the list. I want to give a shout out also to Courtney, who was also on Discord, for sending a nice little candle that I used. And it's nice. Lovely, nice housewarming gift.
Do we need to hire Veronica Mars to get to the bottom of the case of who sent the Monster energy drinks to you?
We might, because I did get energy drinks, some Monster energy drinks. Right now I have the Ultra Strawberry Dreams, which I don't believe I've ever tried, which I'm excited to try.
I've had that one.
But that package didn't come with any notes, so I don't know who sent it. Put out a call on Discord. We haven't found the person. So if you sent it, please email us at boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com or DM us, or, find a way. Find a way to let us know.
Let's do that plug up top instead of at the end today. Instagram at boyswatchingbuffy, TikTok at boyswatchingbuffy, boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com. And if you want to get a shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating or review, Spotify 5-star rating, screenshot it, send it in to us, or we've got our wish lists. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Discord, join our Discord. The link is in the show notes. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy. We're covering True Blood, and we are done with Twilight. The episode isn't out yet, but we're done with it.
Yeah, we have completed the Twilight saga. We have watched it.
The quintuple saga. Yeah, because quart is 4.
Yeah.
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 Quint. Quint.
The 5 movie saga that they have not tried to reboot yet or anything, which is so surprising.
Very surprised.
So surprised.
Very surprised about that. I think it's because the movies are just so iconic.
Yes.
You
They're
can't
untouchable.
reboot perfection. So yeah, be on the lookout for that on the Boys Watching Movie tier. And yeah. Anything else? I don't think we got anything else, right?
Let's crack into these drinks and
let's get
try
into
it
the
on
sherbet
new.
swirl. Alani new. We got the strawberry dreams. This is a brand new day for us, Vance.
Yeah.
And I need this Alani new.
It's a brand new day for Veronica Mars. I mean, the major cases are solved, so what else is left, right?
Right? Just a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of racism and bullshit.
This is pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, the sherbet swirl's pretty good too. This one tastes like liquefied nerds to me.
Mm.
Remember we had that one C4 that was Skittles, and you're like, this doesn't taste like Skittles. This tastes more like nerds.
Yep.
This one, it's been a while since we've had that Skittles C4, but this one tastes like fucking nerds gummy clusters melted and then put into an energy drink.
Everything tastes like nerd gummy clusters to you, Joe.
Yeah, my palate's fucked.
All right. Predictions. What we predicted for this episode.
Before we get into this,
okay.
I just have to say, Papa's Cabin, the last episode of Veronica Mars that we did, aired originally on February 27, 2007. This episode aired on May 1st. So there was a 2-month gap between the last episode and this one. So,
okay.
In a way, it seemed like Papa's Cabin was like a little bit of a season finale, like a half season finale. And then they brought it back for whatever else is going to happen this season, the horror movie of season 3.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt the predictions time.
My prediction was that we'd be getting back to the Fitzpatricks. And your prediction was that we'd be getting back to Dick Casablanca's what he did when he showed up to Logan's place and said that line.
Well, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I
That's
think I
never
give up on that dream.
That's never happening. That was just to throw you off the scent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we both struck out there, so I give us both about 75%.
Yeah, 75% accuracy. Yeah.
Yeah. So this episode opens up with Veronica in line for lunch at the student dining hall, and Logan's in front of her and he buys her coffee, and then he's going to classes now. He's motivated. He's turning his life around. And then he's having a birthday party for Parker and he invites Veronica, and Veronica's like, "Oh, do I go? Is this going to be weird? Is this going to be awkward?"
Yeah.
And that's basically that scene. So then Veronica's feeding the fish at the Mars Investigations office, and a lady comes in, a foreign lady. I couldn't quite place exactly where she was from, but Middle Eastern, I would say. She's like, "Hey, I'm looking to hire Keith. I need somebody to help me." And Veronica's basically like, "Hey, I don't know if you heard, but Keith is the new sheriff in town. There's a new sheriff in town here, lady, and it's Keith Mars, my papa.
So go to Benny Van Lowe."
So, yeah, that's what I thought she was going to do. But she's like, "Yeah, Veronica Mars Investigations is shutting down." And she's like, "Well, I'm a restaurant owner. I own the Babylon Gardens, and it's been getting vandalized. And I need to find out who's doing it because they keep spray painting like terrorist on the window because we're from the Middle East." And Veronica's like, "You know what? I think I know somebody that can help. And then she spins the chair around and puts a mask on. She's like, "Hi, I'll help you. I'm Mars Man."
She's like, "I should question Dick Casablancas first."
Yeah. Dick, where were you the night of every night for the last 2 months or whatever? Yeah. And then we go over to some drunk looking guy. Looks very young. He's been drinking at a bar. And the bartender comes over and he's like, "Hey, Jimmy, you're cut off. You better get home, and you better get home safe." And Jimmy's like, "All right." So he gets up out of his bar stool, walks outside, starts walking towards his car, and then he gets run over by another car.
That was what a 3-scene opener.
Yeah.
You want to go to a birthday
show, man?
You want to go to a birthday party? Oh my God! Someone wrote terrorists on my restaurant. Okay, and a drunk kid just got run over.
Yeah, I did love the how far away the car was.
Yeah,
like that car was so far away when Jimmy like put his hands up like he was getting run over. You didn't need to stop, dude. You could have made it.
Yeah, he was drunk. He was drunk, Joe.
True. It was like that scene in Austin Powers.
Yeah.
The security guard's like, "Stop!" Slow rolling.
Get out of the way. One of my favorite scenes.
Yeah. That's the guy that played Stewart on Mad TV, right?
Yeah.
Michael McDonald?
That might be his name, yeah. But he had a name similar to that too. Yeah.
Yeah. "Stay out of my safety area." That's all I remember from that character. And Mad TV as a whole.
You remember Miss Swan. You remember Miss Swan.
I don't.
You don't remember the lady that does the voice of Lois playing the Asian woman?
No.
Oh my God. Well, that's good for you that you don't remember that.
I do remember the one where the girl, the back of your head is ridiculous. Remember that one?
No. We should probably stop reminiscing over Mad TV. Key and Peele were on that. That's all.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Anywho, so was Seth Meyers' brother. So we go to the Babylon Gardens. Veronica's staking it out to see who could be vandalizing it. And the reason she says in her inner monologue, it's the reason that she took the case is to forget about Parker's birthday party and not have to worry about that. So then, also it was established that Veronica went to high school with this restaurant owner lady's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And that girl shows up and knocks on Veronica's window and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And her name is Amira.
Mm-hmm. And
she doesn't like Veronica because she made her pirate points worthless in high school.
What a callback.
Right?
Here's my thing, though. Amira has to know everything Veronica has been through. She also goes to Hearst College.
Yeah.
She's mad about the pirate points, but did you hear about the serial rapist or the Beaver and the Mayor situation or her solving Lily Kane's murder?
Almost getting killed by Aaron Eccles.
Any of that?
Well, I guess that
you're still mad about pirate points? Did you not hear the story of what happened to this girl?
Yeah. Pirate points. That's a small issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you not hear about the mayor blowing up in his plane?
Gosh.
So, anyway, Veronica is well, your mom hired me to find out who's spray painting terrorist on your restaurant. And then Amir is like, "Ugh, unbelievable. I can't believe my mom would do that. That's so stupid."
Yes, this crime is beneath you. You solve major murders.
You're slumming it with the spray paint case? Come on, Veronica. So then we have Keith. Sheriff Keith. He's at the bar where the kid who was drunk that got ran over, he goes to the bar where the kid was drinking. And he's like, "Hey," to the bartender, "did you realize that kid was 19? And this bartender's like, "He had a fake ID. What do you want me to do?" And Keith is like, "Well, I oughta." This kid was 19. I can't believe you're serving underage kids. And the guy's like, what do you want from me, man? He had a fake ID.
And they say this kid will never walk again.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They bring that up every time that Keith talks about him.
Jeez.
So Keith is upset. He's suspicious of this bar owner, and he's like, this guy is not checking IDs. This isn't justice. This isn't why I got into the force.
Keith would know this bartender. He was sheriff only like 3 years ago. This guy's probably owned this bar for 10 plus years.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like an old, like a Neptune townie.
Yeah.
You know? But, so then we go back to the Babylon Gardens, and this restaurant owner, dad guy now, he comes out, and he sees Veronica staking the place out. Did we ever get a name for this guy?
I don't have names.
Or the mom?
No. I don't know. I don't know their names.
Yeah. So he comes out and he's like, hey, did my wife hire you? You can go home. I'll pay you for the time that you put in, but I'll handle it myself. Don't worry about this. And it was a mistake for my wife to hire you. And Veronica's like, hey, man, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I still want to, like, crack the case. And the wife is like, no, please just let her do something. Like, we can't figure it out. It's been several weeks in a row, like several nights in a row, even. Like, we got to find out who's doing this. And as they're talking about this, a truck drives by with like 6 kids, and they all have paintball guns. And then they shoot up the restaurant. They shoot the family. Veronica does a dramatic slow motion dive out of the street. I was like, what was the point of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was baffled by that. Like, the dad gets shot, the mom gets shot, and then it just cuts to Veronica, who like looks, and then she just jumps in slow. It's like,
basically, she made herself a bigger target by jumping.
She wasn't even in the middle of the street to like get out of the way of the car or anything. She was like right next to the curb.
This will be a little tease, but Veronica does some of the most baffling stuff I've ever seen in this episode for a character that we followed this long. And this move, you have to just duck, turn around, put your back to the bullets.
Yeah.
I guess she might have thought this was real bullets, I guess. I don't know. And not just paint. I don't know if with the edit where her timing is, she just sees a car driving by, and maybe because they kind of tease like they're going to get shot up, and then immediately you see it's paint.
Yeah. She also, like, there was a car right next door that she could have hid behind, and it could have avoided the paint altogether.
The dive was hilarious, though.
It was so funny and out of place. I was just like, why is she doing this? She's going to hurt herself diving onto like a sidewalk.
What if she like dove and grabbed a mirror and like they both like fell and then landed onto a car, Fast and Furious style?
Fast and Furious. Is that the next saga we're doing on Boys Watching Movies? Who knows?
Yeah.
So anyway, Veronica goes inside the Babylon Gardens with the family, and they're all upset. And Veronica's like, yeah, they're like, why are people doing this? I don't understand. We've been here for 20 years. I've been in this country. I am all about America. And this guy is. He's got like a picture of Uncle Sam with his face like photoshopped on.
That's aggressive. If I walked in and saw that, I'd be like, I think this guy's just really pretending.
Yeah. he's got like American flags, like mini ones all over the place.
I'd feel uncomfortable
like,
if I was eating at a Middle Eastern restaurant that was like pandering like that. It feels like.
But Veronica, she makes the astute observation in 2007 that it's not a great time to be Arab in America.
She says that so matter-of-factly.
Yeah. It's like, I had to check like when this came out, because like this isn't like 2002, like in the immediate aftermath of 9/11 or something.
No, 2000. I mean, saying this time was probably the worst time. Like
in 2007.
Like that's when like the war's still going on. They're still like, and it was a lot more aggression towards stuff too. Like there was post 9/11, but it would like bled into more stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So Amira is there, And Veronica's like, don't worry, I'm going to track down who did this. They took their license plates off, so I can't track them down that way. But I saw a bumper sticker. And Amir's like, oh, you found the bumper sticker that was on the car? Oh, that's the smoking gun. That'll help us figure it out. God, well, you're worthless. Why are we even hiring you? Like, you're the worst detective I've ever heard of. And Veronica goes, but you have heard of me. And let me tell you what that bumper sticker said. It said that the person that owns that car is the proud parent of an honor student at Neptune Middle. So I'm going to track him down that way. I'm going to hit the ground and I'm going to figure out who this car belongs to.
Yeah, I thought the later scene was a middle school kids, but then when we see the kids,
Elementary school.
Is it not middle?
No. This sticker said middle school.
Okay.
But the kids that we see later are definitely like elementary school.
But the kids that we see later are definitely like high school.
Well, I guess they could be like the brother.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It was a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah. So we have Keith at home and he's reading the newspaper and he's reading the college newspaper, actually. The Neptune Navigator for Hearst, the Hearst Times.
Yeah.
And in the back of the paper is where all the ads are. And he sees it's just a bunch of like strip club ads. It's a bunch of bar ads. And Keith is like, unbelievable. Bars are advertising in the college news. Unbelievable. You know that only 50% or like 25% of the students that go there are over 21. This is despicable. Not in my town.
Whoa, Keith, you mean people that go to college aren't 21 immediately? What a revolutionary thought. Wait. So you graduated at 18 and you're 19, 20? Oh my God. Keith, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, this B story, C story, or whatever it is so strange. I guess it's a B story, but Keith is acting like college kids drinking is like a new thing that he discovered.
Right? Like, didn't you go to college, Keith?
Haven't you lived in this town? How many parties have we seen so far?
How long was he the sheriff previously?
Yeah, like 6 months maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed like he was sheriff for like years.
Yeah. I don't know.
I get being upset about the kid who now can't walk because he was served underage. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But what?
Yeah. But he's beside himself. He can't believe this is happening. He's upset about the kid can't walk again.
Yeah.
And he asks Veronica, he goes, hey, Veronica, give it to me straight. Are there bars that serve underage kids in Neptune? I just have a hard time believing that in my town that's happening. And Ryan's like, oh, yeah, Dad. I forget what she said, but there's some kind of metaphor. She's like, yeah, we call that bar Sunday morning because it's easy to get served there or whatever.
Yeah.
Easy like a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
She does some kind of metaphor like that bullshit. And Keith is like, I can't believe it. Can't believe this happening in my hometown.
Hey, Keith, remember that serial rapist you caught? You think he was roofing sodas? What do you think he was doing?
Keith is very upset about this underage drinking thing, but you just mentioned again, there was a serial rapist on this campus.
He was not.
I guess he wasn't sheriff then. He wasn't sheriff then.
He didn't look into that 1 ounce.
No. He had to figure out whatever Dean O'Dell needed from him. Is my wife cheating on me? But
God.
that, I will say, that was before he had the uniform. He was just slumming it as a PI back then.
Now that he's got the uniform and he solved Dean O'Dell's murder, he's like, now it's time to crack down on underage drinking.
I mean, I don't think a PI would go busting into a bar like, everybody show me your IDs here.
I also don't think the sheriff would be the main person to show up to the situation where a drunk kid was hit by a car like this. Yeah. I do think we've had this plot line before, though. And I think, didn't we have kids getting drunk at a I feel like in Veronica Mars, there was something where kids were getting drunk at a bar and the parents wanted to sue the bar for serving them. I swear we had an episode like that. Hit us up on Discord, because I know we did, because the parents would sue. The parents would absolutely sue. And I think Keith and Veronica were trying to figure out, like, a kid was like lying that he was somewhere and he got drunk, but then they had to prove that he wasn't at a bar. This was like maybe a season 1 storyline.
It's not ringing a bell for me right now, but not much is, because I am fucking tired.
That's what the sherbet that you have.
It's sherbet. There's no R at the end. It's sherbet.
Sherbet.
Also acceptable. So Keith, he goes to the sheriff's department the next day and he's telling all of his cops, he's like, hey, we're going to be doing surprise ID checks at these bars. We're going to be coming in. We're going to make sure that everything is on the up and up, because I don't want people serving these underage kids. And all the bars, the cops are looking at each other like, is this guy fucking serious? This guy wants to... And Keith's like, yeah, I want all these people to be scared straight. And he wants this taken seriously. And then somebody's like, well, what's the priority here? He's like, well, if you get fucking an actual call, like, obviously that takes priority, but like, we're doing sweeps of the bars. So this isn't going to happen. Not my town again. And this one cop, he's like rolling his eyes, and meeting is adjourned. And he goes up, this other cop, he goes up to Sax. He's like, hey, you were a cop under Keith before. Is he always this serious? Is he always this much of a hard ass? And Sax is like, yeah, he can be like that.
Yeah. There's also a lot of cops.
Yeah. Way more cops than I've ever seen.
The place is loaded with cops.
Yeah, there's like 20 of them there, and they all look the same. They're all the same white guy with like a crew cut, which is problematic.
Yeah, there's no diversity in this group.
Lots of pickup trucks with the Punisher sticker on the back.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, everybody listening. So Veronica then is doing a Q&A at Neptune Middle. I forget what she's talking about. Gun, like violence in the home or something like that. And she's asking, like, so which of you guys, you know, I'm here to talk about violence, and like it's more than just guns in the house. It's more than just video games with guns. Like, it could be extended to anything. Like, I don't know, BB guns, little water guns, and maybe even paintball guns. So like, I just want to ask, like, who here has like a sibling or whatever that has, like, you know, a BB gun? And the kids raise their hand, and she goes, yeah, see, it's pretty common. Who here has a sibling that maybe has a paintball gun? And then she takes out her little magnifying glass. Like 4 or 5 of the kids raise their hand, and then goes, yeah, and which of your family owns a yellow truck? And then it's only one kid raising his hand. And Veronica's like, gotcha, bitch. And the teacher's like, what is this? Wait, what does that have to do with this?
Yeah.
Veronica's like,
And the way they do it, it's like the kid raises his hand. You can't see his face. She has to lean over. Camera tracks to the right. And you see that the kid raising his hand is also Middle Eastern. And you're like, uh-oh.
Veronica's like, well, now this doesn't add up. Doesn't add up at all.
Opening this scene, Veronica talks about like going to the FBI or being tracked or whatever, or being on pace for that. And then some kid is like, but you're a girl.
Oh, yeah.
Because this episode is all about racism, sexism, and underage drinking.
Yep.
The holy trifecta.
The problems of our time in 2007.
But he's like, you're a girl. And she's like, you're dumb. I forget what she actually has a nice comeback. And then they cut to another girl being like, yeah, I want to be like Veronica when I grow up.
So, no, you don't.
I want your life to be a lot more peaceful.
Yes, just a lot of stuff that had to happen to get to Veronica Mars for her to become Veronica Mars.
Yeah.
Trust me. You don't want to be like Veronica Mars.
Ignorance is bliss at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. So then Veronica follows this little kid home.
This was so, I thought that was so creepy and wrong. That was,
I thought she was going to go to privateeyeswithaz.com and figure out, like, wait for the parents to see the license plate and then figure that out. But she follows this kid home, sees the yellow pickup truck. She's like, all right, well, that's the car I remember. She starts walking over to the house, and she overhears some teenage boys having a good time playing video games, and she peers through the garage door or whatever, and she sees them playing video games, and then she looks over to the wall, and they have all of their paintball guns like hung up on the wall. So Veronica somehow breaks into this garage, takes a paintball gun and shoots a TV, and it's like 4 or 5 of these teenage boys. They turn around. One kid stands up and says, "Yo, bitch, what up?"
Yeah. The lines in this scene.
The line delivery of "Yo, bitch, what up?" was so wild to me. So wild to Veronica as well that she shoots him in the chest with the paintball gun, which that would hurt so bad. There's a reason why, like, when you go paintballing, you wear like protective armor, basically. Like, that would fucking kill.
I mean, they shot them. They shot them, though, too. They weren't wearing stuff. So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
So Veronica's like, all of you are, she says that they're racist. And then she says to the brother that looks Middle Eastern, she's like, and you're the self-hating kind. And this kid, like, they're just giving her shit. Like, this kid denies he did anything. And Veronica shoots him again. There's like some stoner kid in the back. Veronica shoots him as well. And Veronica's like, why'd you spray paint Babylon Gardens? And they're like, we didn't do that. And Veronica's like, I distinctly remember that yellow truck. I remember you shot me up. So why are you doing this to just the Babylon Gardens? Why are you so racist? Why are you only shooting them up? And the kid goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. It's not just the Babylon Gardens. We shoot up everybody. Here, look, we've got videotapes of it. And they put in a DVD. And it's a video of them shooting somebody. And then they turn and go, see? White people.
Look, white people. Pop, 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 pop. I think. Or something. They say that while, like, they're shooting people. It's so funny.
They also shoot up Principal Clemens because these kids go to Neptune High.
Yeah.
And Veronica's like, how dare you, not Principal Clemens?
He was the best dean. I mean, the best principal I ever. I mean,
I admired him.
That's crazy that they shot up their principal, though. But Veronica definitely has a line from Pulp Fiction where she's like, "Oh, check out the big brain on Brett." I was like, "Oh wow!" Like, they're doing everything in this scene. Yeah, she gets them to come back and clean up the paint later.
Yeah, she takes the DVDs, and in exchange for not ratting them out for shooting up a bunch of people, she's like, you're going to clean up the Babylon Gardens.
Yeah, I feel like cleaning up Babylon Gardens, I guess she's just saying, I'm not going to go to the cops. Is that what she's trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's saying she's not going to go to the cops at 2 because all these kids are like high as fuck as well.
That we can only deal with one underage scourge at a time.
Yeah. So they're cleaning up Babylon Gardens. Family that owns the place are like, should we put up this flag? Like, every time we put up this flag, it gets stolen or vandalized. And Veronica's like, you should put up one that's 2 times bigger. And then the dad's like, ha, 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 I like her now.
Yeah.
So then we go to Logan with Dick at the hotel. This is really late into the episode to be introducing this storyline.
It still plays a part of the opening. We're throwing a party storyline, so it's still a part of the plot.
All right. Fair enough. But Dick Casablancas is like, yo, we're having that party. It's going to be sweet. I got 2 girls that are coming that I met off of MySpace. And boy, do I remember those days.
MySpace is a more peaceful time of social media.
Yes, you were coding. You were putting up your favorite song on there. The biggest strife that MySpace got us all into is who was in your top 8.
Yeah.
Decisions had to be made. Friends had to be cut. Enemies had to be made.
I remember maybe it was like right when Facebook was starting that I had a friend that I was friends with in person, would talk to, and they were mad at me because I didn't like follow them on like Facebook. I remember I remember the beginning of this social network stuff, and it was just like, why are you mad I'm not following you?
The fight to get into the top 8 was harsh. It was war. Yeah. Friends were lost.
People just staying up late at night being like, I don't know. Bob? No. Yeah. Dan? Oh, yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
All right, Trevor, you made it to the you made it to the 8th spot, but I don't know if you're going to stay there.
Yeah, you're on thin ice, Trevor. You got to prove something to me. You want to move up the ranks? I did discover a lot of really awesome bands via MySpace randomly.
It was big on music. It was definitely more music focused than some of the others.
Well, I think after they stopped, like after Facebook took over as like top social media platform, MySpace tried to move more into like a music platform to like promote bands and everything, and that just failed miserably. Yeah.
It was probably just too ahead of its time because that was before Spotify and stuff, so they couldn't really integrate something into it, you know. But not a bad try to pivot.
We didn't know how good we had it with MySpace. Tom was all of our friends, and but Dick, he's got these 2 hotties that he's gonna invite to the party from mine. He's like, which one should I invite? And Logan's like, I don't care. And he's like, I'm gonna invite both of them, and we're gonna play that like stereotypical sitcom situation where if like I don't like the one, I'm gonna bounce between them and figure out who I like best. And I'm like, okay, that is a great Dick Casablanca storyline.
And I'm like, is he still married?
Yeah, he probably. Hey, can I get a good lawyer? I know of a lawyer.
Yeah, I hope this birthday party isn't going to coincide with Logan's Mario Kart session.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I think he pre-games with the Mario Kart with Heather, the 11-year-old.
Parker's like, I don't know. He's been talking to another girl online. I don't know who it is.
So we're at the sheriff's department. Keith's there, and the cop that was like, hey, is Keith always this much of a hard ass? Comes up to Keith and he's like, yeah, we did full sweeps of all the bars in town and they're all clean. And Keith is like, really? All of them were clean. Every bar. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. These guys, they're great business owners. They really take this stuff seriously. And Keith is like, so I ordered sweeps of all of the bars in Neptune, and it just so happens that when we actually do the sweeps, all of them are clean. That's very interesting. And the cop is like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, man. That's what happened. Keith is like, all right.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to take this into my own hands.
There's some interesting stuff that we get to here. Yeah.
See, I thought that when this was happening, I wrote in my notes, I think that the cops may have like tipped some of the bar owners off.
Absolutely.
But what we see later, it's less that.
But there's also a little, we'll get to it when we get to it, but there's something, we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah. So we have Veronica. She's reviewing footage from the Babylon Gardens security cameras that she installed. And she sees there's some guy skulking around, and she notices that he's got a shirt that says Sneed Batman on it, and it's number 11. And she's like, what's Sneed Batman? I feel like I have heard that before. What is this? I feel it sounds familiar. So the next day, she's asking Mac about it at lunch. And Mac is all sore and tired because she went on a hike with Bronson Pope. She's going outside. Veronica's like, you outside? And Max is like, hey man, the dick is that good. He's got me going outside. Veronica's like, do you know about this Sneed Batman thing? And she's like, it sounds familiar, but I can't quite figure out what it would be either. So then Max sees Logan and Parker, and they're giggling. They're so smitten. They're so smitten with each other. And Mac is like, should we let them have our table? Because it looks like they're having a hard time finding a table. And Veronica's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So then they're getting up and they're like, hey, Mac, Logan, Parker, come over here. You guys can sit where we're sitting. And then Logan, we talked about this last week, where Logan's like, I don't really know anything about you, Mac. We never hung out. And Mac just lays out a bunch of stuff that Logan did in his past to start. Where she's like, yeah, I remember you did like X, Y, or Z at high school. And Logan's like, we went to high school together? That's how much of an aunt Mac was too.
But I can't tell. It seems like at first it felt like it was real, and then later it feels like they're just doing a bit.
Yeah, because after she says the real things that she remembers about Logan from high school, she's like, yeah, and there was that time you killed that fisherman, and there was also that time where you made me into a prom queen, referencing I Know What You Did Last Summer, and she's all that.
Yes. I Know What You Did Last Summer on our main feed as one of our Boys Watching Movies that you can check out for free.
Yeah, if you're curious about what the Boys Watching Movies tier of Patreon is all about, we have I Know What You Did Last Summer on the main feed. Get a little toe dip. But then Parker is there and she sees Veronica, and Parker personally invites Veronica to the birthday party. She's like, hey, Veronica, I'm having a party. I'd really love it if you'd come. I'd really like to see you there. And Veronica's like, yeah, of course. Of course I'll be there. Parker, my best friend in the whole wide world.
Who I don't talk to and avoid at every turn and instance.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Veronica so casually agreed to have Logan date Parker. That scene was so, yeah, sure. You can
because we see it in the recap of this episode. Because Logan's like, I was thinking about asking Parker out, and Veronica's like, yeah, all right.
They didn't even do that thing where they didn't do that thing where they linger on her face, and you feel like, oh my God, she can't believe that she just said that he could do that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that didn't really have time to breathe because she was being pulled into Foyle's office at that time.
Yeah.
There was that little hesitation when he asked her, and she said yes.
But it wasn't like, it didn't have the weight that normally something like that would have in other scenes. Like even here, like asking her to go to a party, she's like, okay, yeah, I love parties. Like she's like, she can't agree to this quickly. Yeah.
So they walk away. Parker and Logan, they sit down at the table. Mac and Veronica start walking away, and Mac kind of is telling Veronica, like, yeah, I didn't really know much about Logan, and he sounded kind of like a dickhead when you guys were dating, but now that he's around Parker a lot, like, he's actually kind of a nice guy, and I'm kind of warming up to him. Yeah. And I was like, I heard when she said that, I was like, well, I wonder how long Logan and Parker have been dating. And boy, oh boy, does it get crazier later on in this episode.
He is a hopeless romantic.
Yes, he is.
Which does not track. It's the weirdest thing to have a hopeless romantic that was also having an affair with Kendall and treating Kendall like shit while he was doing it. Like,
he's a little sweetie lover boy. I mean, they tried to do it when he was with Beanhead lady that's in Vermont. I forget her name.
Oh, God. I'm drawing a blank.
What was that girl's name?
I wanted to say Meg, but it's not Meg, but she was Meg coded almost.
Meg was a coma dead girl, baby mama.
Yeah.
I wanted to say it's Heather, but it's not, because Heather was the 11-year-old. Hannah. That was her name.
Yeah. But yeah, he was in love with Hannah, and he just was first just using her. But the Kendall treatment, that scene where he was going back and forth about her and to go hook up, dude. I was like, that is not.
That's not lover boy at all.
Yeah. And now he's just hopeless romantic, crying over
Veronica. That was a great scene, though, because they were roasting each other, but Logan definitely got he always had a better roast.
My God, Kendall. I mean, he seemed like he hated her.
Yeah. 'Twas quite wild.
Yeah. But
we then go to a person we haven't seen, and I don't know if I almost forgot this person's name. I forgot. It was
Stosh?
Stosh? Do mine eyes deceive me? Am I watching Stosh Piznarski on Veronica Mars? Unheard of.
One of the main characters in the opening sequence?
Yeah. So Stosh Piznarski and Wallace Fennell are walking down the hall and they're talking about going to go see The Room. They don't mention it, but Stosh is like, yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of like Rocky Horror Picture, but then like people throw spoons at the screening.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been to a screening of The Room, and people do throw spoons at a certain point.
I
Like,
still
up
don't.
in the air.
I still don't think I've seen that movie start to finish.
The Room?
Yeah, but I've seen like
Oh, hi, Mark.
I've seen all the clips and stuff. Just never. That's why they're tossing a football back and forth. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, they're walking
Yeah.
down the hallway tossing a football. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The Room is an unbelievable watch.
Yes.
But Veronica shows up, and then she invites them to Parker's party. She's like, yeah, I need you guys to come and be like my wingmen because I'm going to Parker's party, and I don't want to be alone there because it might be fucking awkward. And they're like, all right, yeah, sure, we'll go to Parker's party or whatever. Piz is like, he was busy. He was talking about like, yeah, I'm going to this thing. And then Veronica goes, yeah, come to Parker's party on Saturday night. And Piz is like, yeah, I'm all of a sudden very free.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wallace gives him the look like, bro.
She's a bad friend. Veronica's a bad
She's a terrible friend.
She comes over and she's like, I need to use you guys as a shield. You're going to do what I want. I haven't talked to you guys recently. Wallace, you're still a Gilmore girl. Now come help me.
Yeah. So as she's talking to these guys, a Sneed Bateman Batman shirt walks by, and she's like, oh, wait a minute. I forgot I was working on a case.
Or she's like, I got you guys. You guys help me out with my little problem.
Yeah. Hook, line, and sinker. Anyway, I got to go talk to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's number 7, though. So she goes up to this guy, and she goes to talk to this guy. Then we have a scene of Wallace and Piz in the room, in their dorm room. And Wallace is like, hey, so I thought that you were going to go see Yola Tango on Saturday night. Now all of a sudden you're going to Parker's party? What's going on here? And Piz is like, what? I mean, Veronica invited me to a party, whatever. And then Wallace makes some kind of metaphor about playing poker, and Piz needs to go all in.
Mm-hmm. It's like he started the metaphor and then he stopped it.
It was a bad metaphor.
He didn't finish it. It's like they almost gave him a nice speech. When he started, I was like, yeah, this is going to be really good. And then it gets kind of cut off.
Well,
because Wallace is like talking about it, but then he goes like, you know what? We're going to go out this week.
Yeah, that's what I was. It seemed like Wallace was talking to him like, you got to just straight up ask Veronica out. And then Piz is like, yeah, you're right. And then Wallace is like, but we need to go out tonight and talk to girls.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you want him with Veronica or you want him with other girls?
Yeah, it started like he was going to be like, hey, you better shoot your shot and just get shot down or not. And instead he was like, no, we got to go out and meet other girls. And I was like, that's not going to get him over Veronica.
Yeah. But
whatever.
So while they're having that conversation, Veronica's talking with this other Sneed Batman person.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, hey, Sneed Batman, what is that? I need to know because I was like flirting with this guy with a Sneed Batman shirt on and I really liked him. I never got his name or figured out anything about him. And this guy's like, oh yeah, it's like a intramural softball team. And Veronica's like, do you know who number 11 is? And this guy's like, yeah, it's Jason Cohen. And Veronica's like, Cohen? That adds up. That adds up for spray painting terrorist on Middle Eastern things. He's Jewish. There's a lot of conflict there. So
she's like, I've heard about this conflict in the Middle East.
I wonder if that's still going on in the future.
I'm happy that this episode solves all the problems. Underage drinking is not a problem anymore. Getting invited to birthday parties is outlawed. Yeah.
So Veronica does some digging on Jason Cohen, finds out that he lives in the Jewish frat house. And Veronica is staking out this Jewish frat house. But then she notices something odd. There's a guy in the tree snooping, being a little peeping Tom type situation, takes a picture. She's taking multiple pictures actually from the tree. And then he gets caught taking pictures, comes out of the tree and starts running. And then Veronica takes pictures of that guy with her Nikon. And then she sees two people open the door to the Jewish frat house to like maybe chase this guy. But who comes out but Amira and Jason Cohen. So Veronica comes up to both of them and she's like, what's going on here? And Jason Cohen, why were you around the Babylon Gardens the other night? Why were you skulking around? I was reviewing security footage and you were there. Did you spray paint terrorist on the Babylon Gardens? And Amira's like, what? Idiot. No, this is my boyfriend. And it's like frowned upon that I'm dating him because he's Jewish and I'm not. And my parents are hateful bigots and they would kill me if they found out that I was dating this guy. Number one, because he's Jewish. Number two, because I was supposed to be in an arranged marriage with a guy named Nasir or whatever. Or the parents want to hook her up with this guy, Nasir.
That's the guy who was taking the photos. They actually say
Yes.
it. Yeah, he's the one. And he like works at the restaurant and stays with them or something. You know?
Yeah, he's trying to ruin this relationship with Jason Cohen and Amira because she's supposed to marry him.
There's a line that Amira delivers, and I don't know, like her acting in this is just a little spotty for me. But she goes, because she's freaked out about the photos and her parents disowning her if they see him. And she says, it's not my nudity, it's my co-star, the Jew.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then I watched that scene twice, and the look on Cohen's face when she says the Jew, he goes, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
I'm glad that you brought that up. I wrote that in my note. I just kind of glazed over it. But yeah, when she's like, the Jew. It's like, oh, okay.
Geez.
I know that it's not a slur, but it seemed like when you said it, it was maybe a slur.
Yeah. It just, what a line delivery.
Yeah. But Veronica's like, well, there's only basically 2 1-hour photo places that are open this late. So I'll find Nasir. I'll get the pictures from him. And Amira's like, how? And she's like, I'll figure something out.
If I was Veronica, I'd be like, you know what? I would do this, but you don't have any pirate points anymore, so you're out of
How many pirate points are you going to pay me to save your ass?
Yeah. Why is she helping Amira?
I was about to say, I wasn't hired to figure that out. I was hired to figure out who spray painted the shit. And Amir's been nothing but a bitch to Veronica.
Right.
But Veronica follows Nasir to a 1-hour photo place. She's going to intercept the pictures.
These places don't exist anymore that I know of. Do they?
They have to exist somewhere. I mean, everything is digital now.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
like,
you can still
film
buy
cameras
disposable.
still exist.
Yeah. You can still buy disposable cameras, but these places used to be, you used to could go to places all the time to get film developed.
A whole Robin Williams movie about it. 1-hour photo.
Yeah.
So Veronica shows up and she goes up to the clerk. And this guy, who is this guy? This is Raymond's brother, and Everybody Loves Raymond. No,
not his brother, it's his cousin. But this guy was also in like
his brother
everything.
was Brad Garrett.
He was in like the Friends episode with when Courtney Cox is working at the restaurant and he's all mean to him. He's been in everything. He's a
great
tons
like
of stuff.
slack jaw dummy actor.
Yeah, like dry wit, very monotone, but just very funny line delivery.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy is a great character actor. Like he pops up in a lot of comedies because he's just has like that face and that dryness and that.
He's been on
that
Seinfeld.
look.
He was in everything throughout the 90s and early 2000s.
So Veronica goes up to him. He's the clerk behind the 1-hour photos. And she's like trying to get the pictures from him. She makes up some kind of bullshit story about like, that's my boyfriend back there. He dropped off the pictures, and some of the pictures in the in the roll are little compromising, so he's embarrassed to come pick him up, so he's having me come pick him up. And this guy is looking at Veronica like, what?
Yeah, that's your boyfriend? That guy?
Yeah.
And
So
Veronica,
then
says she
Veronica-
has desert fever.
Yeah, dude. So Veronica's like, oh, she sees that this clerk doesn't necessarily believe that they're dating. So Veronica's like, I'll go over and I'm going to act like I'm dating him. So she goes up to Nasir and she's like, hey, excuse me, what time is it? And he tells her, and then she fakes some kind of thing. She like taps his shoulder and says, thank you. And then she goes back to the clerk, and the clerk is like, I'm convinced now.
Yeah.
And so he gives her the pictures, but not before he warned her, like, yeah, there was a paper jam earlier. The machine was jammed and I could only get like half of the exposure, but now I got all of the pictures. This guy gives Veronica the pictures. Veronica says, thank you, goes up to Nasir, and she's like, hey, babe, thanks so much, blah, blah, blah. I'll see you back at the house. Mwah. And Nasir's looking like, what is this fucking crazy person? Who is this?
She leaves and says, bye, Nasir, or something.
Yeah.
Like she says his name and he looks like, what?
Yeah.
Like that would be the first trigger.
Yeah, Nasir's like, what the fuck is going on? Who the fuck is this lady? She just asked me for the time and now she's talking to me like she knows me.
I do love the idea that he was like, I have to get these developed tonight to hand them in the next morning. I can't.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. I can't just come back and be like, hey, I saw your daughter with this guy and I have the photos. I just need to get them developed in the morning. He's like, no, I need them developed now.
Yeah. So Nasir is looking around. He's all confused and then goes up to the 1 hour photo clerk guy and he's like, hey, are my pictures ready yet? And that guy's like, I just gave them to your girlfriend. And Nasir's like, girlfriend?
I love the clerk was like, I'm not the bad guy here.
But he's like, whoa. I still have some of the ones that were ruined in the machine jamming. Like I still got half of the pictures or whatever. Yeah. Some of the pictures printed halfway or whatever it is. And so Wallace and Piz are at a bar. They're at that same bar where Jimmy got run over. And they see a girl who's like pool sharking some motherfuckers. And they're like, we should go talk to that girl. She's hot and skilled. You know what a girl like? You know what guys like in a girl? Skills.
It's true. It's very true.
It's true. It is impressive.
Yeah.
When people have skills.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite was right about that.
I will say these pool games, they're betting a lot on them.
Right? $20?
Yeah.
Piz goes over to this girl, but they're like, I want to go talk to her. Wallace is like, I kind of want to talk to her. And Piz is like, we're supposed to be here for me. I'm going to go talk to her. So Piz goes up to her and he's like, I bet $20 that you can beat my ass and make me feel like a little man baby. And she's like, all right, cool.
And that scene ends.
Yeah.
He's like, $20 you can whip my ass and I'll like it. And she's like, and I'm like, that was his pickup line?
I mean, it worked. Stosh has got that riz, man.
He's so much taller than Wallace. And Piz isn't a bad looking guy either. He would do fine.
Yeah, he would. Well, he's just a small town guy from Beaverton, Oregon. So he's all about his guitar. He's all about his talk show.
His lax.
Yep. So then we go to Veronica showing up at Amira's place, her little dorm. She gives Veronica gives Amira the pictures. She's
is
like,
she at the dorm or is she back at, I don't know. I guess, I don't know.
She's back. She's in the dorm because dad shows up later.
Okay. He came all the way down to our dorm. All right.
I guess. But Veronica's like, hey, man, here's your pictures. But I got to say, if I had a guy like Nasir that looked like Nasir fucking stalking me, I wouldn't be that mad about it. He is actually pretty fucking hot. And then Amira's like, yeah, but it also comes with the, like, I am, like, owned by him, like, type of relationship. So that's not hot. And Veronica's like, eh.
No, I think she's realized, like, oh, yeah, that is something I hadn't considered. I think that's what that look is. Because they're definitely doing the whole, like, sexism, like the, you know, patriarchy.
Marriage.
The patriarchy kind of thing.
Speaking of patriarchy, there's a knock at the door, though. And Amira opens it up, and it's her dad. And he's got the half-developed pictures, but it still shows Amira like taking her shirt off on top of Jason Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
And the dad is like, I've got these pictures, and answer for this. Is your boyfriend a Jew? Are you with a Jew? And Amira's like, oh God. And Veronica's in the back like, awkward.
Yeah.
And the dad's like, that's why all this is happening to us. You being with this Jewish guy is causing our family a whole bunch of trouble. And he looks at Veronica and goes, and you're fired. I don't want you looking into this at all. You're like promoting this. Like, this is wrong. And Veronica goes up to him and gets in his face and goes, I work for your wife, not you. And if she wants me fired, she can fire me herself. But I don't work for you, guy. And she brushes past him to leave.
Yeah, the dad says, this is why it's happening, because the community is upset with us. And Veronica's like, what community? Your community, the Arab community, or the Jewish community?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, one of them.
Both of them.
I was like, all right. Like, I mean, who knows about this relationship besides Nasir at this point, right?
Right? Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm not sure. But, yeah, so that's that scene. Then we have Keith at the bar, and he's speaking to the bar owner that was the proprietor of the bar that where the Jimmy got run over. And this bar owner is pissed because he's like, yeah, you know what people like to do? You know, people can drink at home for cheaper. But you know why they go to bars? Because they want to relax and they don't want to be home and they want to have a good time. And they can't have a good time if every 5 fucking minutes there's cops in here harassing the customers, asking for their IDs. And you know who didn't do that? Sheriff Lamb. Sheriff Lamb understood that. And he understood that I am a big donor for the police benefit raffle thing. I buy a whole bunch of tickets and I donate a lot of money to the cops. So maybe, Keith, maybe you and I can work something out here where I figure out how many raffle tickets I need to buy to get you off of my back and stop coming into my bar and harassing my customers. So what'll it be? You know, raffle tickets are $10. How about I buy 500 raffle tickets? And Keith sees this and he's, can't believe it. He looks at this guy and goes, there's going to be no raffle this year. And this guy's like, God damn it, bro. I
love that they walk down the hallway and he's like, well, your boys in blue really like the uniforms for the softball league.
Yeah.
They showed the picture of the softball league, and it just, I can't help but think about the Beaver season 2 softball league, the Woody Goodman softball league. I'm like, is he molesting these guys too? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like their biggest fund for the police in a town that's full of rich people, like rich people. This underage drinking bar guy is the one that's funding the uniforms.
He's one of the movers and shakers of Neptune, man.
Dude, Kane. What about Kane? Remember Kane in the first episode was like calling people and being like, hey, cops, I need to get off this like accident thing. Like, cover this up. There are billionaires in town.
Yeah.
Yet this guy running an underage bar is like, I donate a lot. $5,000?
Yeah.
That's nothing for this town.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I feel like the billionaires, though, they probably have private security, like Clarence Weedman.
Yeah, but I'm saying they would still do like dumb fundraisers. They definitely want to have the police in their back pocket, though. They honestly,
and it's a good PR move as well.
Oh yeah,
but yeah.
Well,
yeah, because remember Sheriff Lamb was extorting the baseball player guy to buy raffle tickets or whatever.
That was for his campaign for running for sheriff.
They also had that like cop date auction too.
Yeah, they have so much stuff, man.
Yeah. But anyway. So Keith sees that picture. He's like, yeah, cops are going to have a hard time. They really like them uniforms. Be a shame if them uniforms go away. And Keith looks at, there's going to be no softball team this year.
I didn't even know they had enough people to fill the softball team in there.
Right? But Keith is walking out, and who does he run into? Wallace Fennell and Stosh Piznarski.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees them drinking at the bar, and he goes up to Wallace. He goes, Wallace, interesting that you're here drinking, because I seem to remember you being 19 as of a couple weeks ago. And Stosh, I love that Keith calls him Stosh.
Yeah.
Nobody in this show has called him Stosh until this moment.
I don't even know how he even knows who this guy is.
Right? I guess some off-screen antics where they all hung out.
Because Stosh Piz notices Keith before Wallace does.
Yeah.
I guess he sees him in a uniform. But he knows him by name. Yeah.
Stosh. And then Keith goes, "Can I see some IDs, gentlemen?" And then Wallace and Piz are like, "Oh, fuck. Not only are we fucked, but we know that now Veronica is fucked." Because they give him the fake IDs. And Keith is like, "Interesting. This is some really good handiwork." Good handiwork.
So here's the thing I wanted to bring up earlier. It seems as though that this bartender is actually checking IDs because of the crackdowns. Because he's like, "Hey, you can check these guys. I check these IDs personally. They pass the test." And Keith sees them, and these aren't like some crappy little like fake ID things. These are Veronica's fake IDs, who I think Keith must have taught her how to make fake IDs. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, like she makes these fake IDs for them. And so the bartender is doing the job. The crackdown is making him like pay attention.
Yeah. I mean, there are fake IDs that can like you put them in the scanners or whatever and they work.
Yeah. So I think what we see later is tricky because I think the guys are like, once the crackdown comes, you're going to like, everybody knows we're not taking it easy. And it seems like he's not fussing around with it. He's like, check their IDs. I checked them myself. Those passed the muster.
Yeah.
Now, I brought up also earlier that they have had a plot line like this before. And I started looking it up. Clash of the Tritons, season 1. Those kids get drunk and they have fake IDs. And remember, they were like fake IDs being put in a locker, and it was all set up to try to frame Veronica. And it was mad because Keith did something to his dad, like got his dad fired for having an affair or cheating the business or something. They've done a fake ID plot line already. That was, I don't know. I mean, it's Keith being so upset with underage drinking here is just, of all the things to crack down on, I don't know.
This must have been like, this Veronica Mars version of Beer Bad, where they got like some kind of money from an anti-drinking thing or something.
You know what's anti-drinking? Everything that happened in season 1 and 2. If that's not going to stop you from drinking, what?
That's true. Everybody was getting drugged.
Yeah, and they were only getting drugged in alcohol. There was no drugs, and you can put,
even season 3, because remember they had
all of it. It's all the whole show's been don't drink. This could happen to you.
Focus Features and Blumhouse present Obsession.
When I have a crush on a guy, no one knows.
Be careful
I wish Nikki loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
who you wish for. Obsession is 96% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
I love you so much.
It's blood-soaked nightmare fuel.
What kind of spells you put on her?
You have been warned. Obsession. Rated R. Under 17. Animated without parent. Only in theaters May 15th. With special engagements in Dolby.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
So Veronica comes home, or it's the next day. Veronica wakes up. She's going to the fridge and she sees Stosh and Wallace's fake IDs taped to the fridge. And Veronica's like, uh-oh. And then Keith comes from around the corner in his sheriff's uniform. He goes, "You want to tell me something about this, Veronica? I know that this is your handiwork and nobody does fake IDs quite like you. And do you know how dangerous drinking is? Jimmy will never walk again because he got too drunk at a bar and now he can't walk again. Imagine if that happened to Stosh or Wallace. How would you have felt? And Veronica's like, fuck.
What if the driver that was over the legal drinking age was drunk and the kid was just walking across the street?
Yep.
And the kid was sober.
Yep.
It would just be like, don't drink and drive, but it's still like they can drink because they're of. This was just such a lame thing for the stakes that the show normally has. Also, in that Clash of the Titans thing, the biggest issue was that the parents were suing the bartenders for serving.
Yeah.
I don't know why Jimmy's parents aren't suing the bar. This guy that's like flashing cash. This guy's flashing cash and being like, hey, cops, you're bothering my business. I'm like, the parents should be suing that bar for serving. Like, everybody seems litigious in this town.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also wild to me that Veronica does not push back and mention that the fake IDs that she made was to stop a serial rapist.
Yeah.
That's why she gave them the fake IDs.
Yeah, when they were going to that the party at the Pie Sigs.
Yes, that was the episode they catch Mercer.
Mm-hmm.
Keith, that night you went out and arrested 2 kids.
Yeah.
That were drugging drinks. What do you think they were drugging drinks? They were drugging drinks for underage people. You gave soup to your daughter. What did you think you were giving that for? What did you think? It's just the moral, like, oh, what if Wallace and Piz? What if they got hit by a car? It was Wallace has been drinking before this, before the fake IDs.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I feel like this show has gone beyond having a message of underage drinking bad. I don't know.
So Keith gives her that lecture. He walks off, and then Veronica gets a phone call. It's the Babylon Gardens people, and they were spray painted again. Mm-hmm. And Veronica's like, can this day get any worse?
I got to go to a party.
I haven't even had my coffee yet. So Veronica, she checks the security camera footage. She sees the person that did it, prints out the picture, asks the restaurant owner lady, hey, do you recognize this guy? She's like, no, I've never seen that person before. And Veronica's like, all right, I don't know who it is, but I can track him down. I just wanted to see if like you knew who he was. And then Veronica leaves, and Nasir is like doing something outside, and he sees Veronica and he just shakes his head like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Veronica put a tracker on the flag that the guy took as well.
Yeah, that thing that they hung before that was stolen.
Yeah. That flag.
It's crazy how big the tracker on that thing is when we see it.
Dude, right?
It's
so big.
It's so big.
Like, it's like an ankle monitor for people that like are under house arrest.
Yeah.
But she tracks it down to a trash can, finds it, and then she looks over to her left and she's like, well, it's in this trash can, so it must belong to the person that lives there.
Mm-hmm.
And as she's like looking in there, a car pulls up.
A van, we should say.
A van, yes, a panel van.
Mm-hmm.
And Veronica looks over at it. Guy gets out and he's kind of like, can I help you? And she's like, yeah. Why are you spray painting terrorist on Babylon Gardens? Just like straight up accuses this guy out of nowhere.
I mean, it's the guy in the video.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess, yeah. But he gets out of the car and he's wearing a bald eagle shirt with an American flag in the background. And you just know that guy's up to no good when you see that. And he's got a little shit goatee. And Veronica's like, why are you spray painting terrorist on there? He's like, oh, you mean spray painting terrorists on them towel heads, fucking restaurant and all. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. It's been a long time since I've heard that slur.
Veronica was getting nostalgic for her high school days of the racism of the 09ers. He's like, I remember this.
And he's like, you want to know why I'm spray painting terrorist on their restaurant? Why don't you ask my brother why I'm spray painting terrorists on the restaurant? And he opens the panel van.
I'm laughing because like I thought of something to say that would be, oh God, keep going.
The brother is in a wheelchair and he's getting like hoisted down from like the machine that helps him get into the back of the panel van.
And then Veronica's like, oh my God, was he underage drinking too? Oh, I hate myself because
Dad was right.
Dad was right. Keith, I'm sorry. I've seen the danger. Oh no, underage drinking's a problem. Don't drink, kids.
The brother seems pretty chill. He's like, dude, do you really think that the owner of that restaurant is like a terrorist sleeper cell? Like, get real, brother. Like, don't fucking spray paint it. Like, and this guy seems super true. He's in his fucking fatigues too.
Yeah.
And he's like talking to Veronica. He's like, I'm sorry about my brother, dude. Like, he shouldn't be doing that. And the brother's like, no, I should, because those people, they're fucking a terrorist sleeper cell and they're organizing terrorists because I got this cartoon handed to me by one of the people that works there. And Veronica takes the cartoon and it's some kind of thing making fun of Iraqi war vets and how they get injured or killed or whatever.
It actually makes very little sense. I could not tell the point of handing this thing out. But another thing, the thing that bothered me about this scene was she confronts a guy who looks aggressive, who has a van, who's saying all this stuff. And then she's like, hey, what? And she like, I have pictures and I can go to the cops with them. So she's threatening this guy. And then he starts to walk to the back of the van and she just follows him to the back of the van. Veronica, have you learned nothing? I thought she was going to get to the back. He was just going to clobber her over the head and shove her into the van.
Yeah, I mean,
what are you doing? You are
this type of person that also owns many guns.
You just, Veronica, what are you doing? You have no upper hand in this thing. And people don't care if it's broad daylight.
Yeah.
And she's just walking to like the back of the van. He might as well be like, hey, you can look inside. I'll tell you, I don't have any spray paint. She's like, what? Door closed, drives away with her.
Yeah.
But instead we get his brother's a wounded vet.
Yeah. Hey, before I answer any more questions, you want some candy? It's just in the back of my van here. Oh, candy.
I haven't eaten at the dining hall all day. Yeah, sure.
I did like that his brother was really chill about like, bro, you really think those people did anything? Man, stop it.
I didn't like the twist of the flyer.
Yeah, the terrorist propaganda. Look at this and tell me it's not terrorist propaganda. And Veronica's like, oh, geez, it does look like terrorist propaganda, actually.
It looked like a really bad satire cartoon.
It looked like something that would be in like the New Yorker or something. And I'm just like, what? This is pretty decent art for.
Honestly, like I don't know what he's going to school for, but artistically, yeah,
man, Nasir is actually pretty talented.
Get him into illustration. So
Veronica goes back to the Babylon Gardens and she's like, I caught the guy who's been doing this. His name is Derek Carr, former quarterback of the Oakland Raiders and New Orleans Saints. And his brother was an Iraqi war vet, David Carr, former quarterback of the Houston Texans. Here's a little football joke for everybody that watches football.
For the 5 people that listen.
I was going to say maybe one of the people that listen to this podcast. But Veronica's like, yeah, this is who did it. And they're like, oh, thank God you figured it out. And then Veronica's like, yeah, I figured it out. But the reason why he did that is because of this offensive cartoon that Nasir has been giving out to people at the mall or wherever he was giving it out. And he's like, do you guys know anything about this? And they see it and they're like, oh man. And Veronica's like, yeah, Derek's brother was an Iraqi war vet that got shot in Iraq and he can't walk anymore. And the brother was offended by the pic. Derek was offended. And Derek is also on probation for some other stuff. I forget what it was.
Kidnapping women in the back of his van.
But Veronica goes, if you decide to press charges, it means real jail time for Derek Carr. So like really think this over if you want to do that. And the restaurant owners are like, I would like to meet Derek before we make a decision. Like I would like to meet him and like, I would like to have a conversation with this guy. And Veronica's like, all right, I can arrange that. So we then go to Keith. He's at Hearst College. He's walking the halls and he walks to Piz and Wallace's door. He knocks on it. He sees that the Lampoon cover, the Neptune Lampoon, is Wallace and Piz getting arrested, and Keith is on the cover too, and the title is Mars Attacks, which I was like, that's actually pretty clever.
That is
Lampoon.
funny.
You guys are kind of problematic, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
If I could get a prop from the show, that would be it. The Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
I love that. Good illustration in this episode. Good.
Yeah,
good
man.
artwork.
Good art direction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Keith, Piz opens the door and he's like, oh shit, what are you doing here? And Keith is like, I got some new fake IDs for you guys. Here you go. Here you go. And Piz looks at his and is like, this is John Bon Jovi. And Keith is like, yes, it is. And Wallace looks at his and he goes, this is Biggie Smalls. And Keith is like, yes, it is. And Wallace goes, you know, we all don't look alike, Keith. And Keith is like, yeah, no, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm here to invite you guys out for some drinks. And they're like, this feels like a trap. And Keith's like, no, I want to go to the bar with you guys and I want to get some drinks. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
So they go to the bar. They're drinking non-alcoholic beers, and this is part of their penance.
Are they
for
drinking
underage
non-alcoholic
drinking.
beers?
Yeah, they say
Okay.
like, yeah, we're drinking.
I was wondering that
non-alcoholic
because I was like, that's crazy, Keith, that you're gonna be like, I don't want them drinking, but I need to run this sting, so I want them drinking.
Yeah. So the dickhead cop from earlier that's like, is Keith always such a hard ass?
Mm-hmm.
He comes into this bar and he's like, hey, sorry, everybody. I'm in here checking IDs. And if you want to fucking blame anybody, blame our new sheriff, Keith Mars, who's being a real hard ass about all this. So everybody put your IDs up in the air. And this guy walks by. He vaguely glances at the IDs and he's like, all right, everybody here is good. And he makes special notice of like Piz and Wallace's ID. They're showing it to him. He like doesn't even take it out of their hands. He just kind of looks at it. He's like, everybody's good here. Sorry, Keith, our dickhead sheriff is making me do this. So carry on, everybody. And so he leaves and Wallace takes out his gigantic walkie-talkie.
It's a gigantic walkie.
And you got that, Keith? And Keith's like, yeah, 10-4, good buddy. I did get that. Good job on our sting operation. And then Wallace like, can I drink an actual beer now? Is that cool? Can I get...
I'm just going to go back to college and drink beer with all my other friends at other places.
Yeah.
You know, those frat houses that are running parties every night?
Yeah. But Keith is in his cop car outside and he's like, I can't believe this shit.
Yeah.
So then it's the next day. And Keith is at the sheriff's department and he goes, yeah, we did sweeps of all the bars here and Mulligan, Sullivan, Tulligan, and Julligan. You're all fired.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these guys' names, but he's like, all these cops that are doing like these bullshit checks, you're all fired.
Did he go to multiple bars that night to get the rest of them?
That's what I'm thinking had to have happened.
Huh.
And he's like, you're all off the force because you're all crooked cops. And Mulligan, he's like, you're doing this? You're really going to fire us? Well, if we get fired, the rest of the team, we're all walking. And I was like, that's very bold. That is very bold of you to say. He's like, right, everybody? And Sax looks at him. He's like looking down. He's like, I've got a cat to feed. I don't think I can just quit this job.
He's like, I was there when Lamb died and Keith was there. I'm loyal to Keith. But also they look at Sax like he's the guy. If Sax doesn't leave, no one leaves.
Yeah, he's the glue keeping us all together. But yeah, the guys are like, yeah, well, if we are fired, then this whole sheriff department is going down. And Keith's like, I don't give a fuck. If everybody walks out, we'll get new cops, better cops that I'll train better. And then this guy's like, why are you even doing this, man? You're not even the real sheriff. You're the substitute teacher. You weren't elected. You're just taking over this position temporarily. And Keith's like, I don't care. Put your badge on the desk and get the fuck out of here. And this guy's like,
that guy goes, we were hired by Don Lamb.
Yeah.
Like he's a mafia boss. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Good way to clean house. Just the underage drinking angle that they like put on. There's so many other bad things that these guys do. That like
100%.
I just feel like there's something where you're like, if these people were, we saw Lamb trying to extort a player for money, like that's some real stuff. And that was the sheriff at the time. These guys are basically being like, hey, everyone looks a certain way with these drunken underage bar things. Like there's definitely college bars that people know to go to. There's places, I don't know.
Yeah. Do some pass backs.
Yeah.
There was fake ass ID.
There was literally a place in Philadelphia that I used to drink at when I was at college there called the Cop Shop. And it was a deli that like served beers, but it was owned by a former cop. So you could like drink in it and the cops never busted. Like we literally would be drinking pitchers of beer and cops would be at another table eating sandwiches. And we were obviously underage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a part of the game, you know, like Preakness in Baltimore when you used to drink on the field.
Preakness.
That was full underage drinking allowed. Like it was lawless. There's just certain things that people look a certain way for. And if something bad happens, then it gets a little more stuff. Like they stopped the Preakness thing, but it was insanity.
If you don't know, we've talked about this before on the podcast, but like if you
can just look it up on YouTube.
Google the infield at Preakness. It's the second leg of the Triple Crown horse races,
which is probably
takes place in Baltimore
this weekend coming up, or the next.
Well, they don't have it in Baltimore. It's at Laurel, and that Laurel doesn't have the capacity to do an infield because they don't use the same stadium anymore. Pimlico is undergoing like some kind of construction, so they switched it to Laurel.
But it's still
Maryland.
It's still the second leg. It's still
it's still the second leg. Yes, just a different racetrack.
When I went there, it was before the running on the Porta Johns while beers were being thrown at you.
Oh my! I was there for that.
No, see, I was there before that. For me, it was basically people were drinking, playing beer pong, and girls would get on people's shoulders and flash their boobs, which is also. It happened so much you just stop looking up. Honestly, not even exaggerating. You just stop looking at them.
Yeah,
at a certain point.
I mean, at Preakness they had like long lines of Porta Johns, and a game was like people would run across the top of them, and while they were running across the top of them, other people that were spectating were throwing like full cans of beer at these people.
It's insane. I was not there for that part. I'm so happy.
I was there for that.
Yeah.
I saw somebody climbing a flagpole and people were throwing full cans of beer at the person climbing the flagpole. And it's just like, dude, that guy could fall to his death if you rock him hard enough.
My thing about the throwing beers at the Porta Johns is that getting hit with one of those as it goes over the Porta John, because people are just like camped out anywhere.
Yeah, like you're in line to take a shit and you just get whacked in the head with a
or you're just walking behind them. And then one comes flying over. It needed to end. It got to a peak where it needed some type of law. It needed some type of team.
It was Sodom and Gomorrah in that infield, man. It was crazy. But now they've made it more legit. Like they have concerts in the infield. Like I remember Maroon 5 was playing the infield at Preakness one year.
I just remember going in high school and you just walk in with a trash can full of like beers on ice. And I'm just like, why is this allowed?
Kiddie pools with like a bunch of ice and beer. Is crazy.
Keith would be like the Native American in those commercials when he sees litter and all the trash and just have a tear. Keith watching that would be like, why? Think about Jimmy.
Preakness. Those were the days, man.
I mean, but yeah, drinking. People, the kids are doing it. The kids have been doing it all. The kids have been doing it all seasons, every season. And now Keith is like cracking down on it.
It's like you said, it's the main storyline for every season.
Yeah.
But anyway. So then we have Veronica. She's going to Derek Carr's house with the restaurant owners. And they want to teach him a thing or two about being an American. And this kid opens it up and he's like, what are these foreigners doing here? And he says some racist shit. And Veronica's like, they want to talk to you. And this guy is like, hey man, like, do you really think your brother like fought so that you could spray paint terrorist on two business owners, fucking restaurant? Like we came here legally. We're citizens. We've been here for 20 years. We're proud to be Americans. And like, we love America. And like what you're doing is very un-American. Like this is the great melting pot, dude. Like you got to fucking live with this. Like we're not hurting anybody. We didn't shoot up your brother. We don't support it. Like, can you give us a break? And this kid's like, no. And he shuts the door on it.
Yeah. And Veronica's like, all right, you want me to make the call?
Yeah, she's like, you want me to get this kid back in jail? And they're like, nah. And Veronica walks away and the dad is with his wife. And he's like, I think we got through to that kid. And I was like, no, you didn't.
The dad's speech starts out like it's going to be good, but then it's not. It was like the Wallace one that started out. It like petered out because it was like, hey, we have the freedoms to do the free things that we do free-wise. And I'm like, you're not convincing him that you're not, like, the speech isn't hitting home the way I was expecting him to, like, really, I was expecting them to really get onto a point where they see eye to eye and see, but then I'm going to
be honest. I think the speech that I just bullshitted just now was more persuasive than what they said to this kid.
Absolutely. It was just it was more about, like, we have the freedom to do what we want, and that's what the U.S. is built on. I'm like, but that's not why he's writing terrorists. He's not.
Yeah.
Like, what you're saying is basically the reason why he can do what he did. And this guy's a jerk, too, because he's like, I don't even care about going back to jail. Like, this kid's reckless.
Yeah. But also, like, these parents all of a sudden turned into, like, we are proud to be Americans, that all of their dialogue is about being American and the rights of Americans and shit. Because then the wife is like, all right, well, we talked to this kid. What are we going to do about Nasir and the picture that he's handing out? And the dad is like, well, I believe in the First Amendment and freedom of speech. And all this. It's just like, what is this?
Well, this is what happened. So the day they turn, Veronica's like, well, I'm not sending the kid to jail. Guess I should get ready for a party. So she leaves. And then the dad is talking to the mom. And she's like, hey, will you give the same grace to our daughter, Amira, with her boyfriend?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I guess I should meet this boy that she's with. I'm like, why? He's still going to be Jewish. You don't care about him as a person. You just don't care about him being Jewish. That's what your problem is. Like, you have your own issues too.
Yeah.
like
bro was like screaming at his daughter, like, you're dating a Jew.
And now he's
then he's like teaching this other kid about tolerance. I'm like, bro, what?
And then he's like, I want to meet this Jewish guy and see if he's like, what do you mean? He's still going to be Jewish. He's not like, you don't have a personality clash with him. And then they talk about Nasir. What are we going to do with him? And he's here on like a school visa or something. And the dad goes, I support his right for like his freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I have to support what he does.
Yeah.
And I think what he did,
I don't have to shelter him anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think what he did was un-American. And frankly, that flyer pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, I guess Nasir's the villain of the episode.
Yeah. And he gets taken care of. Because then the cops show up and raid the restaurant, and they're like, Nasir, you're under arrest for being in America and on an expired visa or whatever. And then he gets arrested and taken away.
It's one of those things that I was terrified that the show was going to do. Right when I saw the moment they went to the school and the kid happened to be Middle Eastern, I was like, they're just not going to make there be a white villain that's racist be the bad guy that gets the comeuppance at the end.
It's because we've watched this show enough to know that everybody's the bad guy.
It's a Dick Casablancas issue. You know what I mean? Like where Dick Casablancas says some of the most racist shit I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, he's still the like comic relief character.
Yeah.
And then we got this guy, the white guy that's like out on probation, saying towel heads and saying the worst stuff ever and writing terrorists on the things. But then it's Nasir who gets deported.
Yeah.
Because he took pictures of Amira, who the dad was like pissed off about too. The dad was like, I hate seeing this. I hate that you're with this guy. So the dad has the same values that Nasir has in that regard. But then Nasir's also handing out at a Neptune mall full of white people, handing out these flyers to whom? Who's taking these? And like what?
Fucking Derek Carr is. And he's going, grrr.
And I just was like, okay, so Nasir gets deported. What is the message that the show is? I just don't even know what they're trying to say here.
The message is very nuanced, Vance. There's a lot of gray area.
It's like they're basically saying like, hey, if you don't want terrorists sprayed on your door and you're Middle Eastern or Arabic, turn in somebody in your family. This is the guy that he wanted to marry his daughter.
Yeah. Yep.
And guess what? Did he talk to Nasir about it? I don't remember seeing a scene where they sit down and Nasir and actually go like, hey, why did you do this? What is your thing? No, but he did talk to Derek Carr. He did talk to the car.
Nasir has like one line in this. Like he doesn't say much.
He gets to growl and stare and look, and he looks traditionally Middle Eastern too. Like he's wearing
some kind of hat on.
Yeah, he doesn't look Americanized, and they're like, see, he's not one of the good ones, so we can send him out. It really is that messaging. It really is. Like the other guy's like, hey, my face is on Uncle Sam, and I have flags everywhere.
20 years we've been in this country. Huh? 20 years we've been Americans. I'm a Yankee Doodle damn dandy.
He's wearing like polo shirts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Nasir's in like traditional garb.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, that's the guy that's getting booted out.
Which I gotta say, impressive that he was able to climb up that tree in that outfit. That's pretty impressive.
And keep it completely clean.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Good on Nasir for that.
But I mean, yeah, he looks the most foreign out of every character that we've seen. He doesn't have any pirate points to bribe the cops with, so he's out.
Yeah, that's a big problem for Nasir.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird messaging. Weird messaging.
He didn't have enough money to buy raffle tickets.
Nope.
But yeah,
the softball team, Keith. The softball team. That's our best leadoff hitter. I hope next episode is the new acting mayor or something being like, hey, Keith, you can't fire these people because we got a reputation to hold in the Balboa County softball league.
So Veronica comes home to Keith, and Keith tells her, hey, Piz and Wallace are going to meet you at Parker's party, and Veronica's all sad. She's like, oh, they ditched me and we had plans. But she's also sad that she let Keith down because of the whole fake ID thing. And she's like, I'm sorry, Dad. And he's like, it's okay.
He's like, can I get a stenographer to get this in writing?
Yeah.
2 things quickly. She made fake ID for Josh, who escaped the country.
Yep.
Recently.
Yeah.
Also, why does she not mention, hey, Dad, I gave them fake IDs so they could help me catch a serial rapist? That's the context. How do you not have that context? She didn't just give it to him so they could go out drinking. I mean, she knew that they would, but that was her trade-off.
Yeah, that was the reward for catching a serial rapist.
Yes.
Yep.
You got to at least bring it up.
So Veronica goes to the party. She's on the elevator, and Dick Casablancas gets on with her.
Did this give you PTSD seeing her in this elevator going up to like wasn't this the same like shot that led to the end of season 2 when she was in the elevator and like they were all going to the party?
Oh, yeah.
I was just getting like, oh no, they're in the elevator. They're going up to a party. Last time she did this, she ended up on a rooftop almost getting shot and thought her dad died in a plane explosion. Like, I just like, I can't believe you keep partying in this place.
Right? I would never go back to the Neptune Grand.
Neptune Grand is full of horrors.
It's cursed. There's too much bad juju there. They need to sage that place, man.
Logan's dad was murdered. I don't know what floor it was on, but he was murdered in that building.
Yeah. Logan, same night, had a gun pointed in his face and shot at on the roof.
And I gotta say, can we at some point have Dick just like apologize to Veronica or be like, feel some type of remorse for what her brother put her through? Like, he might not know about the sexual assault part of it, but he's got to know about the murders.
Yeah. I don't know, but his fly is open. That's all part of his plan. And he takes out a flask and he takes a shot and he's like, you want some, Veronica? And Veronica's like, yeah, I'll take a shot. And I was like, bro, what are you doing?
This drove me crazy. She takes the flask from him and then like wipes it off on his on her shirt, like his germs or whatever. And she takes a drink. Yep. This is after telling Keith, sorry about the underage drinking thing. This was literally the scene after that.
Yep. She goes horrendous. And then she goes to a party where there's a bunch of underage drinking.
And not only underage drinking, she drinks from a flask from the guy who roofied the drink. What the fuck, Veronica? What is this?
Yeah, man.
Like, show, what are we doing? This is
wild
whiplash.
Wild state of affairs here.
I would never drink anything from him.
But he did drink it first himself, so if anybody's getting roofied, it's both of them.
Don't drink anything from him.
Yeah. You need to have your wits about you.
It's Dick Casablancas.
But she's going to a party where her ex is. It's so awkward.
That's more awkward. The two.
God, and waking up in a pool of your own spit because you've been roofied.
Beaver actually assaulted you, and he's related to Dick. Logan's dad tried to kill you and murder you, but you're more freaked out that you're going to see Parker and Logan hug and kiss each other.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So they go into the party. Max sees Veronica, and they're like, "Oh man, this is crazy. I thought you came in with Dick Casablancas like you're trying to get back at Logan." And Veronica's like, "I would never fucking do that." And then they make a beeline towards the couch because they're like, "This is where we're going to be sitting for the rest of this party for only an hour. Let the clock start now because now we only have an hour left and we're just going to spend all of our social time on this couch." So then Max, the guy that was selling tests to Wallace and the guy that had the like fake prostitute girlfriend that his friends hired for him, he's at this party.
Mm-hmm.
And he shows up and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Veronica?" And Veronica's like, "Oh, hey, Max, this is Max. One of you's got to figure out this name situation because like we can't have two characters on the same show with such close names." And they're like, "Ha ha ha ha." And he's like sits down next to Mac, and Veronica's like, "I'm gonna go make my rounds." And she goes over to Piz and Wallace, and they're there with the girl from the pool that was playing pool. And Veronica's mad that they ditched her, and they're like, "Well, we had other things, bros before hoes, man, or hoes before bros for sure in this case." And Veronica's like, "Ugh, well, I won't want to cock block you, but you guys fucking owe me." But she is kind of cock blocking them.
Do they owe her?
I don't think they owe anything. But this pool lady, her name is Miranda.
Mm-hmm. She looks like the other characters in this scene.
Yeah. She is definitely a background extra.
She looks like MySpace 1 is what I deemed.
Yeah. Which Dick Casablancas is talking to a girl from MySpace, and she loves his page quote on his MySpace, his mystical cryptic. What is it again? And it's "The Dude Abides" from The Big Lebowski.
Another Big Lebowski reference in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's talking to this MySpace babe, and he looks over to his right, and he sees that the other MySpace babe is showing up, and Dick is more into this MySpace babe. He thinks she's hotter. Mm-hmm. So he's like, all right, hang on a second. I got to go do some party duties. And he walks over to this MySpace babe.
MySpace 2 looks more like the girl that...
Yeah, Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda. Yeah.
So then, perhaps the most insane thing in this episode to me.
Yes.
Logan calls the attention of the entire party, and he's doing a toast to Parker.
This is the most adult party ever. Like,
right?
It is full. He's like, tink, tink, tink on the champagne glass. Yeah. Listen up, everyone. Like, you guys are in college.
Right? He's giving a big toast to Parker. Everyone's paying attention to Logan. And he's like, well, I couldn't get what you wanted exactly, but I hope this secondary present is good enough for you. And in wheels like a gigantic cake, and Parker's like, you remembered. I guess it's like from her favorite cake place or something.
Sure. Yeah.
They open this cake up, and on the cake is a very large printed picture of Logan and Parker together. And I was like, how long have they been dating? This is like insanity.
This is gross. This is something that Dick would make fun of Logan for forever.
And with good reason.
If he actually had like bro friends, they would be ripping him apart. This is so like...
It's simpy as fuck, man. It's
even if he did that for Veronica, you'd be like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Like it could be her picture, but a picture of them all cuddled together.
Yeah, like I'm surprised they even have that picture. It doesn't seem like it's been long enough. You know?
Yeah. Hey man, you do a Valentine's Day scavenger hunt and you swim in the Pacific, it changes things.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, as soon as I saw that cake, I was like thinking of the timeline. Maybe because it was the Valentine's Day scavenger hunt and they had that several month break and it's May when this is airing. It's like maybe they've been dating for a couple of months at this point.
Sure.
But I mean, that's still crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But everyone is very pleased with this. So Dick Casablancas is talking to the other MySpace number 2, and she's talking about how like, yeah, my dad does the team's taxes, and maybe we should go to a game sometime, and we can spend halftime in my private box. And Dick is like, ho, 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 ho. And then it turns out that the two MySpace babes apparently like know each other because the MySpace one comes over. She's like, Cecily? I don't know who anybody's names is in the show anymore.
MySpace 1 and MySpace 2.
Yeah. So then Veronica's talking to Parker. Veronica looks at the cake.
Wait, before you skip, they both like Dick. And they're both into him together. It's not just they come over and they're not like, oh my God, that's you. They're like, oh, isn't he so cute? And they're looking at him and Dick's like, gives the shit-eating grin of like, oh, 2 girls like me at the same time?
Like, and they're cool with this? This is crazy. This is awesome.
Yeah. Everything's coming up, Dick. Good thing I didn't zip it up my fly.
Right. Which plays into nothing. I thought that we were going to see something.
You wanted to see something, you freak.
I just wanted to know what he was like, it's all part of my strategy. It's like, how could this be a strategy?
I don't know. It worked on Veronica. Got her to take a swig of that drink.
I guess so.
She was so distracted.
But Veronica sees Parker. Parker thanks Veronica for coming. She's like, I know that this could have been awkward. I was worried it was going to be awkward, but I'm really glad that you're here. And Veronica's like, no, I'm happy for you and I'm happy for Logan. You guys seem happy together. And then Parker's like, you want a piece of cake? And Veronica's like, yeah, sure. Just cut into like whatever. I don't care. And Parker gives her the slice of cake that is solely Logan's face staring right into her soul.
That is the most egregious thing that happened in this episode.
Yeah, man.
Parker calls Veronica a class act, which I was like, all right, the class act. It took so much to get her to this party, and then two, you don't give her his face,
right, dude? You gotta look down and see what you're doing.
That's also the last part of the cake you cut through.
Yeah, it's like a middle slice.
Yeah, it's like.
There is racial slurs in this episode. There's Keith being like really weird about underage drinking, but like you're right. The most egregious thing in this episode is Parker giving Veronica, like, if I'm Veronica, I look at that slice of cake and I look back up at Parker. I'm like, do you hate me? Like, are you on some Madison shit right now? Like, are you spitting in this or something? Like, what is, you can't give me this slice of cake, dude.
If they turn Parker into a bad person by the end of this season, I will lose it. It's no way. They can't. Don't try to make me hate Parker. But this is an attack on Veronica.
It's a wild moment where I'm just like, why would you do that, Parker?
Yeah.
And again, if I'm Veronica, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like they could even have like make it like a jokey moment where Veronica like hands it back to her like, this one looks rotten. This piece looks rotten, or I don't know, something. Like, can you help me out here?
Yeah.
But anyway, so Max is now talking to Mac, and they're hitting it off.
Mm-hmm.
And Mac's talking about how Mac, the girl, is talking about how she made the purity test and she conned a bunch of people out of the money. And Max is like, wow, that is very impressive. That's really fucking hilarious and cool that you did that. Then we see Veronica talking to Logan. Logan tells Veronica, like, hey, maybe you should branch out and date someone that's consistently good and not date all these like semi-bad boys like myself, you know? Veronica's like, yeah, you're probably right. So we go back to Mac and Max, and Mac is asking Max about like, oh, so you sell tests that help people cheat in school? And Max is like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. They're still hitting it off. And then Max goes, hey, did my friends hire you or something? Calling back to when his friends hired that like prostitute to hook up with him. And
now the thing about this Max and Mac bonding situation seems like it's like obvious that these two should like be characters that you would shove together based off of their personalities and stuff. But you have the Bronson thing.
Exactly.
But is the Bronson thing over because he made her go on a hike and he's more outdoorsy than she is? Was that supposed to be the fissure in that relationship? Because this seems like real flirtation here. And I'm like, oh, we're going to actually do Mac has plot lines and character story?
I mean,
She just hooked up with him. She just hooked up with Bronson.
We see it in the recap. Like, she and Bronson are like, they like each other a lot. We saw them hook up and Mac is like, thank you. And Bronson's a good guy. And now they're making Mac seem like kind of vaguely like cheaty.
If she breaks up with Bronson because he wanted to go on a hike and she just doesn't like to be outside, that's going to be real low. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with. I'm worried about. This show scares me. I'm worried what they're going to do with these characters. I'm worried where Parker's going to go. I'm worried where Mac's going to go.
Worried about Mac now because I'm like, why are they doing this to sweet, sweet Mac? We love Mac, and now they're making her a little unsavory.
And I'm fine with if she does break up with Bronson and she wants to be with Max, but it seems like they're making Bronson. I don't know. I can't tell. I was not expecting this at the end of the episode.
So then Veronica has some guy approach her, and he's like this swagged out, slicked back hair guy with a pompadour or something. And he's like, hey, I'm really into swing dancing. You look like you're swing dance, or somebody told me that you're really into swing dancing. And he points to who told him that, and it's Logan. And Logan like waves at her, and Veronica's like, oh, I guess this is the guy that Logan's trying to hook me up with.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Casablancas goes over to Logan and tells him like, hey man, I'm on a sexual scavenger hunt right now. They love these scavenger hunts. It's like, I think that me and those two MySpace baddies, we're all going to hook up. 2 chicks, man. And then Dick goes into like an ice closet, like a private room for an ice machine. And then the MySpace baddies lock him in there. And they're like, hey, dummy, we know each other. And you're like trying to run this game on both of us. Like, fuck you. Now we're locking you in here and we're leaving together. And then they leave. They go into the elevator and then they like embrace each other like they're going to make out. And Dick is like, oh, man.
He puts the ice on his balls. And it's like, all right, I guess that's Dick's payback. He's locked in the ice room until someone comes to get the ice, or he makes a phone call with the cell phone that's probably in his pocket.
Right. He's going to be in there for 5 minutes tops.
Yeah.
But like, I guess he's just not going to hook up with either of these chicks.
Yeah. I guess he can go back to the frat party that he's a part of.
Yeah. But anyway. So we then go to Miranda, who is like ping-ponging between Piz and Wallace. And Miranda's talking to Piz, and she's like, actually, Piz, I know all about your show, The Piz, and maybe you can, like, send out a special request for me sometime. And Piz is like, well, it's mainly a talk show, but I could dedicate a segment to you or something.
Yeah.
And then...
He's not playing the game well.
No, he's yeah. But you know who's not playing the game well? Is bad friend Veronica.
Hated this moment, but it led to a good moment. But yeah.
Veronica runs up to Piz and she's like, Piz, so sorry to do this. I see that you're in the middle of flirting with this really attractive lady that seems to be into you, but I need you to do something for me. I need you to pretend like you're my boyfriend so I can get this swing dancing motherfucker off my back. And Piz is like, finally, now's my shot. Even if it's just pretend, I'll do it. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then they like kiss. And Piz is like very happy to do this pretend relationship with Veronica. And then Veronica like Piz walks away to like, hey, let me get you something to drink, honey, or whatever. Piz walks away. And then Wallace, the voice of reason,
the best character in the show, the best guy ever.
He comes up to Veronica and he's like, hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And Veronica's like, what? And he's like, why are you being so cruel to Piz? You know that this guy is into you. You're not that dense. You're a private investigator. You have to know that this guy is into you. And Veronica's like, duh?
Right.
And Wallace is like, are you fucking stupid? Like, either go out with this guy or put him out of his misery. But right now, like, he was hitting it off with this pool lady. And now I'm about to steal his girl. And it's because, like, you're cock blocking this guy. Like, I'm going to go back on the pool girl now, too. But, like, you gotta stop torturing this poor guy.
Mm-hmm.
So then Piz comes back. And he's like, hey, or Wallace is like, I'm going to go back and talk to Miranda. And then Veronica's like, hey, Piz, can we go outside? Let's go talk outside. And Piz is like, yeah, sure. And so Veronica goes outside with Piz and she's like, hey, man, I feel like I got to apologize to you. And Piz is like, for what? She goes, well, it seems like you think that there's something here between us. And I may be like leading you on or using you. And before she can really finish her thought, Piz like lunges at her so quick like a fucking viper. And he kisses her. And Piz goes, I get it. We're just friends. But I know that's all this is, but I wanted to do that before we go back to being just friends. And I wanted you to like know that that's like what I wanted to do. And he's like, all right, well, I'm out. Think I'm going to head home. And so he's leaving and Veronica's left there shocked. She does the whole like touches her lips with her fingers. Like, I can't believe that just happened to me.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew as soon as he kissed her and walked away, she was going to do the like touch her own lips move, which no one has ever done in the history of ever.
But Piz is leaving. He goes to say goodbye to Wallace. And Wallace is like, what happened? And Piz goes, I went all in. And Wallace is like, nice, bro, nice. And then so Piz leaves. And Veronica, she had to wait. She had to sit there and contemplate this kiss for a good minute or two. Mm-hmm. And then she comes back into the party, sees Max and Mac hitting it off. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Then she walks and she asks Wallace, hey, have you seen Piz? Where did Piz go? And Wallace goes, he just left. You might be able to catch him if you just run after him. So then Veronica chases after Piz. And Piz is like, hey, I had a pretty sweet dramatic walk-off. Why are you running to catch me? Like this, let me have that sweet walk-off moment. Like it can't get any better than that. And Veronica is like, are you sure about that? And then she pulls Piz in to smooch him in front of the elevator. Elevator doors open. Who's in the elevator? Logan Eccles. And he witnesses this intense, passionate smooch between Stosh Piznarski and Veronica Mars. And he sees it, and he looks a little hurt. He walks past him, and then Veronica sees that Logan saw it, and then she looks a little hurt, and she looks like she feels a little bad. And then that's the episode.
Why is Logan in the elevator? What is he doing? Where is he coming from?
He's not coming back up with a tray of food or ice or anything. He's just left his own party after his toast.
Yeah.
And he's coming back.
It'd be one thing if he was letting Dick back out of the ice thing or something, but whatever. That's nitpicky. The thing is, you just are throwing a birthday party for Parker where you have a picture. You're over Veronica now.
No, it's not.
You got to be past it.
Can't be. He's got his face on a cake with his new lover, but he sees Veronica kiss somebody. He's like, I can't.
That should Absolutely be not. Once you see that, you should be like, all right, I'm good. I don't need to. And Veronica having the epiphany that she likes Piz based off of Wallace shaking some sense into her and him just kissing her is so TV. She's like, wait, I had no feelings. I never thought anything about this guy. He professes love to me once, and I went back to Logan.
Yep.
And now she's just like, wait, Wallace, you Gilmore Girl'd it. You told me who I should be in love with. And now, so yeah, it's fine. It's just, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not pushing for Logan and Veronica to get together, so I'm not like, oh boy. I'm more intrigued about this Mac and Max situation.
Yeah, I'm scared of where that's going, and I don't like it.
Hey, you know what? Max is gonna be like, you know what? I'm in college. I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna hook up with a bunch of different guys, maybe. And I'd be like, that's valid, I guess. She's bouncing back, I guess. I mean, you don't want to be like Veronica and being hung up on this one guy forever.
Yeah. I don't know. Bronson Pope seemed like a good guy.
Yeah, but we're going to find out he's a monster, Joe.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Not like this guy that's scamming tests.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I forgot
don't know what's
that
going on
Mac
with
was the person that made the purity test, though. And then they I was like, oh yeah, Mac is a little unsavory.
That wasn't. Well, she was scamming.
She was scamming the students
to get a car.
Yeah. Her little Volkswagen Beetle.
And she tells them like, hey, Veronica didn't turn me in, and we've been friends ever since because she always uses me for technology purposes, except for this season when it seems like it come in handy. You would think in college there'd be a lot more computer stuff happening, but no.
You would think, but nope.
Yeah, nope.
But Un-American Graffiti.
I don't like this episode.
It was all right. Yeah, it was fine.
I don't like it.
I thought it was fine.
I don't like the messaging. I don't like the messaging all the way through.
Fair enough.
Deport the foreign guy. Someone else writes terrorists on your store.
Yeah. But we did learn a little bit about what being an American is all about, Vance, didn't we?
see something, say something.
The next episode is titled Debasement Tapes.
Debasement?
Like
tapes?
debase.
Debase yourself? Like some sex tape stuff?
Debasement tapes.
Oh, man.
I'm going to say it's some kind of like webcam model situation OnlyFans situation. Obviously, OnlyFans wasn't happening back then, but it's going to be something similar.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody's blackmailing for like a sex tape situation.
Dude, I don't even know where the show can go right now. We're just in no man's land.
I feel like this season's going to end on like kind of a wet fart because we solved the two main mysteries,
and we really aren't bringing the Fitzpatricks back at all. It's
I feel like there's not enough time to have a final arc here, because this episode was kind of a filler-ish episode.
I think this is going to be Weevil finding some tapes in that like weird cellar thing.
And the leaky nightmare cellar.
Yeah, and it's going to lead to something. And I feel like Weevil's going to come in to play somehow. Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap for Un-American Graffiti, everybody. Thanks for listening. Hop on Discord. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy. Check out our True Blood podcast and all the other previous series that we did. Angel, Freaks and Geeks, Dollhouse, Buffy Comics. Also got the Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 coming out soon. Check that out.
Firefly on the main feed also.
Firefly on the main feed. There's always a show that I forget that we've done.
We've done a lot. We've been doing this for a little while.
Yes, we have.
Somewhat successfully. Somewhat
more successfully than a lot of people, to be honest with you. They say that like a lot of podcasts stop after the first like month.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll give ourselves credit for just not stopping.
Yeah, we're gluttons for punishment. But y'all out there in the Discord giving us reviews, sending us stuff off the Amazon wish list, y'all make it worth it. It's nice that we get to hopefully brighten your day a little bit.
Oh, don't get sappy. Don't get a cake with your picture with you and all the Discord people.
It's going to be a cake with you and I's faces for everybody to eat, Vance.
And then they hand me just like your face.
Yeah, we both get each other's faces, and I look down at it. He used to live in Los Angeles, and I miss him so much. Yeah, if you want to get a shout out, review, wish list, Boys Watching Buffy on social media platforms. And stay tuned next time when we talk about debasement tapes.
Biggie Smalls? We don't really all look alike, Mr. Morris.
I know that, Wallace. Now let's go out and get our drink on.
Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.